8:05. Okay, so I want to talk about challenge groups and also about Emerald, because those were the two big questions about challenge groups and Emerald. So the way that I run my challenge groups, you guys don't have to do this, but I basically have two challenge groups on Facebook. One is a free community, and that's the Living Healthy and Fit 2019 community. And every single month, usually the first week of the month, so the first Monday of the month, so that would be like I don't know what it is in August, the 5th, I would do a challenge group in it. So I leave it open all the time. So it's basically for people that are like, oh, I'm doing my own plan, or I'm not ready to commit to a plan, but I kind of want to see like what
just kind of want to try it out.
Yeah, they just kind of want it, but they're like not ready to commit either monetarily, or they're just not ready to commit in general because they're just not mentally there. Because we have to remember that like I buy all sorts of things from all sorts of people, and there's nothing wrong with selling makeup or handbags or candles or whatever, nail stickers, whatever people sell. But what we do is different because it's about changing your lifestyle, and some people just, it takes them a while to get there. It's not like I need a new lipstick, I'll buy it. It's like, do I want to live a healthy lifestyle? Am I ready to make a commitment? What?
It's a commitment.
Right, it's a commitment. So I leave that group open all the time, and I run a challenge group in there the first week of every month. And they're usually week-long challenge groups. I'll do a clean week. I'll do a Shakeology Jumpstart, which is where people purchase 7 days of Shakeology and get a meal plan and see if they like it. Last month I did cookouts and cocktails, where I shared healthy cookout and cocktail recipes. Just like whatever I have, and in the Google Docs for our team, which I shared with you guys, and they're also pinned to the top of the coach's page, there is tons and tons of guides. So you don't have to spend your time creating these or creating these groups or anything like that. So if you ever have someone that's like not ready to commit, but you're like, hey, I have this free group where basically it's just a community, do you want to join? And that's like a good place to put them, and just let them know that the first week of every month we run a little challenge in there, and that's really a great place to get started. So that's the first group. Hi there. The second group is our what is it called? Beautiful 2019 Beautiful. I don't remember what it's called. And that's I'll call it paid challenge group, but it's not necessarily paid. You don't pay to get in. But it's a challenge group for people that are doing a Beachbody program. So either they're using the nutrition or the fitness or both, or a supplement. They're just using Beachbody something. And that, I don't know why I can't. I just need to do it now. Oh, there we go. And it really, it's just much more Beachbody focused. So they don't have to buy anything specific to be in there. In fact, I have people that reach out to me that have DVDs that aren't going to buy anything from me, but they want to do a Beachbody program. And as long as they get an account with me, I'll put them in there. I have no issue with that. I just don't want people in there that aren't doing anything Beachbody. It's just not a good place for them to be, because it's a Beachbody focused group.
Right.
And then there's the coaches group. So those are basically the three groups that I have. A free group, I'll call it a paid group, but it's really for people doing programs, and the coaches group. And then you guys are all on the app. So this is where it gets a little confusing. When we launch new programs like we have right in the middle of right now, I often run a group on the app so that we can all kind of follow along with the same program together. I leave the regular challenge group open for people that, don't want to do the program or are doing a different program or whatever. And I make sure that I'm continually active in there. But I do the group on the app to kind of have a more focused group for this particular community.
But if somebody has a question specific to the program you're doing, that's all that we're focusing on.
Yeah, it's all we're focusing on. And we'll use that guide that Beachbody gives, the guide they write up, we'll use that guide in there. So people will do those posts in there. And they're very focused, like day by day, like what to say over those 100 days. It tells you what workout we're doing. Whereas the 2019 Beautiful group is a great group but it's really not for like a specific program. So I've had a lot of feedback that people like the opportunity to do the program with everyone. So, um, so that's kind of the groups, and that's an overview of what we do. Now, however you want to run your groups is 100% fine. You are always welcome to be in my groups as a challenger. So you can always join any of the groups that I run. I do ask that if you are going to add people, that you're active in the groups, because I don't want you adding someone and then never posting and never commenting, and then they're like, okay,
Right.
Debbie added me and clearly she doesn't care about me.
And she just bailed on me.
Here. Yeah, exactly. So always welcome to join the groups. I do ask that if you add people that you're active in them, and I'll just take away admin rights. If I see you're not active and you've added a bunch of people, I'll just take away admin rights. You can't add anymore. That's all I ask. It's not a huge ask, and people will say, well, what does active mean? I would say that you're in there liking, commenting, spending 5 minutes a day in there. It's not like a huge task, but it's just really important that people feel supported. So a lot of what I tell people about Beachbody, and I don't know if you guys know this, but do you guys remember like the original P90X infomercials? No.
Vaguely.
Yeah. So Beachbody never started for network marketing. It started as an infomercial company. And what they sold a lot of P90X DVDs, let me tell you. Like they did not have a struggle for revenue. But what they found was people weren't finishing the program. They were buying their P90X for 3 easy payments of $39.95 or whatever that was, and starting it and not finishing it. They had this online message board, and it seemed like the people in the message board who were talking to each other and keeping up with each other and encouraging each other were finishing the programs. And that's how coaching was born, because they were like, oh, we have the fitness, we have the nutrition, but we aren't offering the support. So how do we offer the support? So most other network marketing companies started to be a network marketing company. Like that's Mary Kay and Arbonne, and I mean, there's a lot of them that's what they are. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's interesting because that's not how Beachbody started, and that's not what they were looking for. But they found that was the missing component for them. So that's a really like interesting random factoid about that. But I recommend all the time that you're active in the groups. You do not need to start your own groups. I actually never run groups by myself to this day, ever, ever, ever. I always buddy up with someone. You guys will notice I do everything with Whitney. So Whitney is a girl I met through Beachbody. We don't have the same coach. We're not any sort of intermingled. We just became friends because we met on Beachbody, and she is polar opposite for me. Like I'm talking night and day. She's like very huggy, touchy, feely, like loves all the like sunshine and rainbows, and like she's amazing with like that. Like she's just, I can't even, she's just like the most lovely, sweet, amazing, wonderful person. And I'm like, so, not that I'm not nice, because I'm a nice person, but I'm like so like business and math and like and we're just like a really good balance for each other. So we do a lot together because she's so good at like the emotional support and like really helping people with that part. And I'm much better at like, the numbers and that sort of stuff. So we work really, really, really well together in that sense. So like, but we're just super opposite. And it works. So I always run stuff with her, but I always invite the team as well. So I don't recommend you run groups alone, or if you're limited on time, which we all are, don't spend your time setting up groups and doing that stuff. Like I can do that for you. Your job is really to help people and bring people in and not worry about the whole group aspect of it. So the way I run my month, and you guys are welcome to follow along with my outline or whatever, but what I found was when I first started coaching, I had what I call squirrel syndrome. There was like, oh, this group and that group and this group and that group and this, and I was like, I couldn't fester out. Like I was like, I don't understand all this. There's too many groups. and I was inviting to too many things, and I was really flustered by all the different things. So what I did was I created a calendar for myself, and the calendar that I follow is pinned to the top of the coaches page. But basically, the first Monday of the month, I do a free group. The second Monday of the month, I quote unquote do a challenge group, but my challenge group is ongoing. That's a 2019 Beautiful group. And then the last Monday of the month, I'll do a sneak peek into coaching group. And the reason that I do it like that is because I can start out my month inviting people to a free group, seeing who's participating, who might be interested in joining, joining and getting a program. So I use that group to kind of invite to my challenge group. And then once my challenge group starts, I can see who's being active in the challenge group and who's seeing results and who's really encouraging and helping people. And those are the people I'm then going to invite to my sneak peek into coaching. So that's, and that way, like, I'm focused on what I'm talking about every single time. Does that make sense? I'm not
well, it keeps you consistent.
Right. So that's what works for me, but that doesn't have to work for you. You can do whatever works for you as far as that goes. So, but if you're feeling like you have a lot of different groups, you don't know what to invite to, I'll tell you, unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know, this month has just been 100% focused on Morning Meltdown because we're in the middle of a launch, but I'll go back to my normal in August. But I'm like, right now it's just like Morning Meltdown. And I cannot wait to friggin' launch this program on Monday. I'm so excited. So that is how I run my month, and how the groups are organized. Do you guys have any questions on challenge groups?
Not yet.
Okay. And both of you should have admin rights to the group on the app, so you can invite people on there. I think the maximum we can have is 250 people, but there's only like 70 people in there, so there's plenty of room to add people. And I talked a little bit about this on the team call last night, but for those of you just starting this program on Monday, which is pretty much everyone except for 200 of us that were in the test group, this is your test group. So you're going to really work to launch this program over the next 100 days. I get that the program officially launches on Monday. Like, people can get access on Monday. Thank goodness, because I've been doing this since March and I'm just ready. But also I started this in March. I did my 100 days. And the reason I had such a good launch is because I talked about it through all of those 100 days. So this is your time to be in the test group. And I'll tell you, you're going to get access. If you're not already in there, you haven't gotten an email or a message or whatever, let me know, to Jericho's group. So she's running a 2-week group to help you guys get started right with Morning Meltdown, but also with your coaching. So she's going to give you tips on like the best way to coach people and how to bring people in and that sort of stuff, which is super cool. But through these 100 days, if you are consistent and you are keeping up with your stories and you're posting and reaching out to people and having conversations or whatever, people are going to notice and they're going to come to you. So I want you to think of this as your test group and your launch, so that, these next 100 days you can launch this program for real. Because it's hard when you haven't done it yet. And I get that. So if you're feeling discouraged or whatever, just make sure that you're consistent when the program launches so that you can stay consistent. I will tell you, the hardest thing in this business is when people, like, I don't want to say not quit, but when they stop sharing and they stop doing what I'll call the vital behaviors, which is in unit 2 of our coaches group. And the reason is because when you start a new fitness or nutrition plan, everyone thinks it's not going to work, right? They're all watching like, oh, is Jillian just going to quit this one too? She's tried all these other things and nothing's worked for her. But if you stay consistent, you're going to prove them wrong. The problem, and you're going to build trust and all those things. The problem comes when you don't stay consistent, and then you decide you want to come back in 3 months, and then you have to start from scratch, but it's even harder because you lost their trust.
Because you have to really rebuild the trust.
Right, exactly. So even if you're not actively inviting to coaching or to be a challenger or whatever, I do recommend you at least stay consistent in your own journey, because if you do decide at some point you want to come back, it like crushes me when people do that, because I feel like they're shooting themselves in the foot. Listen, I was so busy with work in April, like so busy. And I was not as consistent as I should have been in my inviting and keeping up with my team, all these kind of things. But I was consistent in my own fitness and nutrition, and I still shared. And that was enough. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying it's always going to be a season of hustle for you. July's been a season of hustle for me because I had a launch and I was in the test group, and that's just the way it was. But April was a season of not hustle, and that's okay. So I'm not saying you need to always be hustling. What I'm saying is it's really important to always be consistent in order to build a business, because that's the number one thing that builds a business is consistency and believing that you can do this. Okay. Any questions on that? And I'll go into my Emerald spiel.
No, and what I've been trying to do is, like I'm just kind of making just random comments that, hey, I'm trying to make this commitment to this 100 days of working out. And then people are like, oh, what are you doing? And just not making it a big sales push. I figure it also kind of holds me accountable, because and that's kind of what the post that I made earlier. It's like, I'm really good at holding myself accountable to meet somebody else if we have plans, but not meeting my own plans. It's like, I can find 900 reasons not to get out of the bed. But this morning, because we had said, hey, we're going to work out at the same time. You work out between 6 and 7. And so I'm laying there in bed and I'm like, I got to get up because Julian can do it. I can do it.
Right. It's so funny you say that, because people say to me all the time, oh, I can never be a coach. I can never even hold myself accountable. And I'm like, that's why you need to do this. Because when other people are depending on you, you show up. Right. And I think a lot of us.
That's just it, because I train for half marathons. And believe me, I did not want to get up and run at 7 o'clock in the morning when it was 11 degrees out. But I committed to everybody else in the group, and I'm like, okay, so I'm going to suck it up and do it. So I know that I do better in that aspect.
Yeah. And that's why the whole message board thing worked and why coaching came to be, right? Because people were talking to each other, depending on each other, wanting to be checking in on other people. And it was like, oh, I actually need to show up. So, yeah. So, okay, cool. So that's great. And, for those people that are asking what you're doing, we still have access to the free sample workout. So I'd be like, oh, I'm doing this program. You want to try it for free? And send them over the link. You can try it.
And so that's what I was learning. The only one we can send in, though, is the intro.
Yep.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. The 32-minute one. Yep.
But if somebody was really interested, then I could create a group and share my screen. If they
I would just send them the free sample. Like, and then if they want to continue, like, they should buy the program. That's what I would say.
Because I posted the other day, and a couple of people, they liked it, so I just went ahead, and I know how people are saying, they don't always like to ask. So I just went ahead and I sent them, hey, if you want to join us, no pressure, just see what it's about.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, I think that I think giving them a free workout is a pretty nice perk. So I think if they are like, yeah, I want to do this, then you can set them up, and it's a 30-day money back guarantee. So if they really hate it, they can return stuff.
Okay.
But I would say,
and everybody forgets to ever do that. So
I was going to say, so if you go to your Coach Online office, at the very bottom is the free workout. So
okay.
You can definitely just it's a Vimeo link. You can grab that and send it to them.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's great. And if you guys are ever stuck with what to say, you're having a conversation and you're like feeling like you're at a dead end, you don't know how to respond, just shoot me the message or shoot the message in our group chat and be like, "Hey, what would you guys say?" so that I can give some feedback or someone else can. Because we all have to like start somewhere and learn how to have these conversations. So don't ever feel lost.
Okay.
Okay, so let's chat really briefly about Emerald because I had a lot of questions about that. So I sent you guys over the Emerald cost analysis, and I'll tell you, like many coaches, I started for the discount, and I'm a math person though. So this Emerald cost analysis was shared with me about 3 weeks into my coaching business. I had done nothing with it, and I went through it, and I was like, I get it. This makes sense to me. Financially, it makes sense. Like I said, I'm a math person. It just like clicked in my head. So I immediately called my mother and told her I was signing her up as a coach and told my husband the same thing. So my mother and my husband are my first two coaches, and that's how I went Emerald. I am not saying that you need to do that in any way, shape, or form, and I will go through the math with you. But I'm just sharing what's worked for me. What I don't want people to do, just in transparency, is sign up their mother or their husband or their daughter or their son or whoever and then do nothing and expect the money's going to roll in. That's not how it works. And I'm not here to tell anyone that's how it works. Okay. So you are allowed to sign up two people and use your own information, like your own credit cards and stuff. You can't like sign up 100 people and do that. It's called U+2. And so when I started, what I did was I signed my mom up and my husband up. At the time, neither of them drank Shakeology. We didn't have the performance line. We didn't have beach bars. We pretty much just had Shakeology as a consumable. Seriously, that was it. And DVDs. So when you sign them up, you can get them $160 pack. Right now, it'd be $150 because they can use one of your promo codes, right? And you get paid $50 commission. So really the net it costs you is $100, right? And I would recommend getting like a 3-day refresh challenge pack because you have bod. So back when I signed my mom and my husband up, I got DVDs that I wanted, a workout program. So we don't have that need anymore. So we don't have that. So I would get the 3-day refresh pack because then you get a 3-day refresh and a pack of Shakeology. And I would get the box of 24 of Shakeology. And I sell them for $5 each, the Shakeology samples. And I run 7-day Shakeology jump starts with them. And so if you multiply $5 times 24, that's 120. And I paid $100 essentially. And I got a free 3-day refresh on top of it, right? Which is a $70 value. So I got a 3-day refresh. I got 24 packs of Shakeology that I can sell for $120, and I paid $100 net for it. So that's one way to do it. My mother, since I started, has started drinking Shakeology. So she buys her own Shakeology now and she drinks it. My husband, he likes the performance line. So he likes the Energize and the Recover. So he'll get that, but I still get Shakeology in his account so I can have samples so I can sell them. And I will tell you that probably 60 to 75% of people that buy the Jumpstart kits from me end up getting a challenge pack. So it's a really good way to bring people in at a low price point, right? They're paying $35 plus $5 shipping. They get a week of Shakeology. They get a week of workouts. You can give them access to Clean Week for free, and I can teach you guys how to do that. And they get the Clean Week meal plan for free as well. Super, super easy. And the really important thing is that they understand kind of what a coach is and how you're going to help them. So once again, you don't just want to sell them the Shakeology, give them the meal plan, the workout, and see you later. Right. They want to know that you're going to be there and they're going to be like, oh, wow, this is like a really good deal, right? For $160, I get a year access to all our workout programs. I get a month of Shakeology, the performance line. I get all the nutrition plans, and I get this person that's actually going to help me. So that's a really great thing to do. Now, I don't necessarily recommend signing up 2 family members right away. Like I said, I did because I just got the math and I was like, okay, this makes sense. But you can certainly do that on top of, and so say you get Shakeology under them every month, right? It's $97 plus your $15 a month coach fee. That comes out to like $113 plus your $2 shipping, $115. And you can still sell the packs for $5 each. So that's $120. So you're still not losing money as long as you sell your packs of Shakeology. And I liked it in the beginning because it forced me to have to sell them because I had to make that money back. It was kind of like a must. So I really liked it for me because it really forced me to get my business going. So there's that benefit. On top of that, once you're Emerald, you'll start to cycle bonuses. So both of you have people under you that I have personally added. And if you go Emerald, they won't count as one of your 2 Emerald coaches, as your personally sponsored coaches, but whatever volume they bring in, so whatever people sign up with them and whatever they buy and whatever their customers buy is going to help you get bonuses and earn more income. I mean, that's the best way to explain it. Once you go Emerald, I send you like a detailed video, but the best way to explain it is that their volume is going to help you grow your income. So that's a super cool thing as well, obviously, to have people added to you like that so that you can build your business faster is really, really, really great. So that is the second perk of Emerald. So it's, like I said, you can break even by just selling your Shakeology that you buy with these +2 accounts. Number 2, you can cycle these bonuses. And number 3, Beachbody does something called free leads. So like I said, Beachbody didn't start as a network marketing company. They started as beachbody.com. And anyone who goes on beachbody.com and buys something is assigned a coach. And that coach actually gets paid on what that person buys. In order to get those free leads, you have to be an Emerald coach. So you have to be an Emerald coach and you have to be hitting Success Club 5, which is essentially 3 challenge packs, either as coaches or customers. So helping 3 people a month. And what happens is people that sign up for BOD trials and stuff get assigned to coaches that hit Success Club 5, between Success Club 5 and Success Club 9. And that's called customer leads. And you don't get paid on their first order, but if they order anything else, because there's no order to get paid on because it's a free trial, if they order anything else, they give you their email, their phone number, all that thing. You can reach out to them. You can find them on Facebook, whatever you want, Instagram. If they buy anything else, you get paid on it. If you hit Success Club 10, which is helping 5 people, you get those customer leads that you get when you hit Success Club 5, and you get what they call Shakeology leads, which are people that actually bought something. So they bought Shakeology, the performance line, something like that, and you get paid on their first order and any ongoing orders. So it's basically just extra money in your pocket. So you get these cycle bonuses, you get free leads, and of course, like I said, you can actually basically make it free for yourself. What I do, if you want to build the business, I do recommend signing up your spouse, and we could talk about strategic placement and how to really kind of maximize on having your spouse there. We'll talk about that for sure. And putting them on your weak leg. So your weak leg is your spot in your organization where I didn't put someone yet. So that's your strong leg is where I'm adding people for you, and your weak leg is where you don't have anyone. So I recommend you guys go through that Emerald cost analysis. I'll send another doc so you can take a look at it if you have questions and kind of go through the numbers on it. I don't want to encourage people to do anything they're not comfortable with. I just want to share what has worked to build my personal business. I think, Debbie, you're actually in my husband's organization.
Yep.
Because that is how I built my business, and that's how I maximize my income. Some people focus on recognition, and I don't. I would much rather not be recognized and instead have a better income from the business. So that is my Emerald spiel. And
I do have a question on that, because I know that they offer the military discount where they don't get charged the monthly fee.
Yep.
So what I was thinking about is, because my son is in the Army, he's active duty.
Yep.
So if I added him and his wife both, those would be my two to make me emerald.
Yep.
And then everything else would just kind of fall into play. And if they, because I know I think their only requirement then, I was looking that up earlier, is they would just have to have a 50 PV every 90 days.
Yeah, except you have to keep them active in order to stay emerald. So that means they have to have 50 PV every 5 weeks.
Okay, well, on there it said 90 days is what their requirement was.
Their requirement to keep their military wave fee is every 90 days, but in order to stay active, you know what I'm saying? You have
to. So like if they didn't, even if they did not want to order anything, then like if I did like the Shakeology on mine and then any of the performance stuff
or bars,
order it on theirs.
Yeah.
Or just, any of the extra stuff. Does the gear and apparel count?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, you get volume for that too. Yep.
But I thought, at least that way they don't have to pay, if they're not going to be active on it, that's a fee they don't have to worry about then.
Correct. Yep, exactly. They just have to turn in their paperwork.
Okay.
Yep.
Right now they're busy with the baby, so.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. You said your son is your husband a vet by any chance?
I'm divorced, so there is no husband.
Oh, sorry. Okay, never mind.
I'm not.
Okay. Yeah, so that's a good answer. I know sometimes families are military, that's why I asked, but
and they don't do anything for other first responders, just the military.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay.
Because I've got my other son's a police officer, but they don't do anything for them, correct?
No police officer. I mean, I feel like someday they probably will. So they started out with when I started, it was active duty and like a wounded veteran only, something like retired. I don't remember. It was some weird wording. And then they changed and spouses. And then they changed it to any vet and active duty and spouses. And then they changed it to active duty, vet, spouses, and vet spouses. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if your spouse is a veteran, which they didn't allow originally. So they're expanding it. I don't know if they'll do like police, fire.
They should really do moms of.
They should what?
Moms. They should do moms.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Wouldn't that be something? No one would pay a coach fee. Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't know what they'll end up doing, but it came about because Tony Horton, who's like the OG, his dad was military, and I think it was something he really wanted to do. So,
I just thought that might be good because that would also be a selling point if they would want to get anybody else that's, even if they just do Shakeology on occasion.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Your military
money. Yeah.
You get a discount.
Yeah, and the military people might be more interested in the performance line as well, the pre and post workout, like if they're fitness, you know what I mean? If they're like into fitness and stuff. I find that a lot of men are more interested in that stuff. My husband loves Recover. I think I sent you a sample. So good. Did you try it?
I haven't done the Recover yet. I've been doing the Energize.
The Recover tastes like a yoo-hoo. It is so delicious.
But what I'm curious, has anybody said anything about it lowering their heart rate?
Energize?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Because I took it this morning and I just noticed, I hadn't really noticed it before, and I don't know if it's just a fluke, but like I'm sitting there at work and my heart rate dropped down. I was at 57 beats a minute.
Interesting.
And so I don't know, and they're doing a bunch of workup on me anyway. So I was just curious, and I thought I wouldn't think that would be a side effect. I would think it'd be more of a faster heart rate.
Yeah, no, it should not slow down your heart rate. Keep an eye on it though. And it shouldn't really speed it up a ton either. Like, I mean, it has caffeine, but it shouldn't make you like jittery or jolty.
Jittery, yeah. No, and that's, think maybe it was just a fluke, which I have a low heart rate anyway until I'm working out, and then it races. So
Okay. Yeah, keep an eye on it and let me know. Because I'm super caffeine sensitive. Like I don't drink coffee, and like Energize is the first pre-workout I've ever been able to like be okay with and not feel like I was going to like jump out of my skin sort of thing.
yeah, and I don't get the itchy, prickly feeling with it that I've had with other stuff.
Yeah, I hate that too. Sometimes the lemon gives me that, and the fruit punch doesn't. It's very weird. But I prefer the fruit punch. But you have the lemon, right, Debbie?
Now I don't know if it's you or me, but you're frozen.
Oh, I'm frozen.
Oh, now you're unfroze.
Okay. You have the lemon, not the fruit punch, right?
Right. You sent me a sample of the fruit punch, but I haven't tried it yet.
I know you said you hate fruit punch. Oh well, you can try it if you want. So,
Well, because usually fruit punch has pineapple in it, and I'm allergic to pineapple.
oh, okay. Good to know. Good to know. Cool. Okay. So yeah, so that's kind of the Emerald spiel. Like I said, I can send you guys over another document that goes through it all, so you can take your time in going through it. What I end up recommending is that people start to build their +2 accounts, whether it's their spouse or their son or daughter or sister or whoever you sign up, mother, I don't know, dad, is that you start to build those accounts because running volume through there will help you cycle bonuses as well. And we can certainly talk about that once you get to Emerald. And like I said, I've built like that. I know how to build like that. Placement and maximizing income is something that I'm really, really, really good at in this business. And I will tell you, like, that's how I have access to people like Doug Couch, who's a founding coach, because he always sees my posts in the leadership group about like how to maximize income. And he's like, you get it, girl. So that's why he'll come on my team page and talk to you guys, because we've connected over that. So
yeah, I saw that the other night. That was a good presentation.
He's really good. And like I said, I mean, he literally founded the company. Founded coaching, I should say. He didn't found Beachbody, but he's a founding coach. And he's built a solid income disclaimer. Like there's no guarantee, but he makes well over $500,000 a year and really doesn't have to work very much anymore. So he obviously knows what he's doing. So, yeah. Anything else, you guys, that you want to chat about? Elena, you've been really quiet, or you're putting kids to bed, one of the two.
The only other thing that I have is when we were talking about creating the accountability, if we do a Zoom, or how we should do that within the other coaches. And
yeah, so that's a good question. So Whitney and I were talking about that too. So the way we did it in the test group is it was really willy-nilly. Like someone would post like, okay, I'm going to work out at 6. Anyone want to work out with me? But it's really hard. Like the Saturday ones that we did were kind of special. Like we waited for people, we got started, we shared our screen. When we did it in the test group, we would just like kind of all get on and off. Like I can't, unfortunately, like during the week, I'm usually like really crunched and have exactly 30 minutes or 28 minutes or however long the workout is to do the workout. So we would all like sort of Zoom just like this, and then each just work out on our own, but just like have that accountability of like showing up for people. Does that
kind of checking in and signing in?
Yeah, signing in. So like if you like, I know that on Monday I have to be at an office by like 7:45. I have to leave my house by like 7 on Monday. So I'm gonna work out at like 6:30. I mean 6, sorry, 6. So I can get in the shower and get to work and leave by 7:15, 7. Really need to leave by 7, leave by 7. And yeah, And so, and I know Whitney is Pacific time, so she'll probably do it at 6 her time as well, in case someone on the West Coast or in the middle wants to do later, and then the Pacific people can join her at 6. So we can just use Zoom links. Like, you can just post willy-nilly and be like, hey, I'm working out at X time. Anyone want to work out with me? And someone can say yes or no. I think you should use your grandma pod, Debbie, like a lot. I gotta do a post about it. I think it's awesome. I got 3 grandmas doing this.
Well, and that's what I started. I just started my Instagram account. And so that's one of the hashtags I'm going to start using would be like fit grandma and fit at 50 plus or fit at 50, something for the age, and then the grandma thing. And, and actually Saturday, I'm hoping that I'm actually supposed to go get measured on this 3D scan again, so I can see if I've had any change at all.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that it's like just a great angle that you care about your health, and I don't know, I just think it's super cool.
Well, and that even with our health issues that we run into, you can still do it.
Right.
I mean, I've had 5 knee surgeries.
Right. That's huge. That's totally stuff you need to talk about. I've not had 5 knee surgeries, but I've had my fair share of surgeries.
Oh, yes, you have.
So yeah, no, that's great. No, I love that. Yeah, like that's totally stuff to talk about. My mom did 80-day obsession, and she did like 278-day obsession because it just took her a really long time to finish the program. And that's fine. And that's what I'm saying about morning meltdown too. You guys want to do 300-day meltdown? I don't care. Just finish. Like, I'm going to make sure everyone finishes this program. It is so incredibly doable. And with there's 2 modifiers, like it's so short, like the workouts, and there's no ab add-ons. Like, it's such a great program. I really think this is going to be a huge change for Beachbody just in general and kind of the way we do things. I'm really excited for it. And Debbie, we have that bar program launching in January, which is also a great focus if you're a little bit older, because it's so low impact,
Because see, that's always been my concern, because I ran, but I was a slow runner, and I haven't run again really since I had my last surgery. And that was 2 years ago.
Okay.
So, but, I just thought, and that's just, you see some of these and it's like, there is no way, that I can do some of this stuff, but seeing the modifiers, and it's like, okay, I still feel it working.
Yeah, totally. And there's no way I mean, it's not an easy program, but it's not so difficult that you feel like it's unmanageable. Do you know what I mean? Like,
and she does talk you through it.
Right.
And it's almost like she knows what issue what everybody's running into, and she addresses it while you're facing it.
Right.
And they are short. It's like, okay, you can do anything for, a minute.
Right. Totally. Yeah. No, I love it. It's so awesome. I can't wait for your Grandma Fit Club or whatever you're going to start over there, because it's going to be awesome. So, and if you want to connect with Yvonda, she signed up like 4 people in her family like the day she signed up for coaching, and has like been building that way as well. So you can definitely, because I think it's like her daughter and her husband and her son-in-law and her other daughter. So she's kind of built a little bit of a family business as well. So I know she's in the grandma pod. You can totally connect with her about that. Julie is the other girl in there. She's not a coach. I really haven't like even asked her about coaching yet. I probably should, because I think she just told me her husband is now ordering stuff as well. And like her last order, she ordered this challenge pack and then did like a ton of add-ons, because she was like, oh, this is on sale and that's on sale and I need Recover. And I'm like, okay.
And you can get a sale every day.
I know. So she was all excited about it. So yeah, so super cool. But those are great people to connect with. And like, I truly believe like one of the reasons that I've stuck around so long is just the community. Like, I love what I do, and I'm not like saying that, I want to leave, but like the people I've met through this business are just really amazing. And I'll tell you, like, the energy at our events. There's an event this weekend. Debbie, where do you live? I can't remember.
I'm in Kansas City.
Okay, so there's definitely an event in Kansas City. There's a Super Saturday events all over the country. If you go to the events in our team page, there's a link. I'll go right now and check for you.
What do they do at those?
Yeah, so we talk about like they do new product announcements, which honestly will just be a recap of Summit for this particular one. But normally there's new product announcements of like stuff coming, and they go over the programs. They'll do a workout. They'll usually have coach speakers there. It just depends on the event. Just gonna find it, July Super Weekend. Everyone's different. Like Jericho's coming to ours in Boston, so like we're gonna have a screener there. Yeah. Let's see.
Where does she live?
I believe LA. I think. Okay. Let's see. I'm just trying to find this. What the heck?
So did they film those over 100 days?
Yes. Yep. They certainly.
Because I didn't know if they just did like a couple of them at a time, or if they actually met.
No, they filmed over 100 days. We didn't have all the stuff when we started. Like
They're still in the process.
They were still in the process. Yeah. Let's see, Kansas.
And then how will they do it? Because I know that are they only releasing
20 at a time?
Blocks. So how will that work if somebody's wanting to do the 60-day? Will they get them?
Yes, they'll give it with enough time for sure. Okay. Kansas City Hyatt Place. Let's see what yours is. Oh, you got Chris Downing coming. He's the shift shop guy. I'll put this in the chat. I'll put it in.
Okay.
Okay. All right. That's cool. So yeah, they're all a little bit different, but they're usually a workout, and that's really neat. That's fun. Okay. All right. Thursday. What the heck would I want to do on Thursday? Okay. What else do you guys have?
I think that was all I had on my list.
Okay. Elena, do you have anything?
She just sent a message.
Okay.
That is bedtime routine for her.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I went with the time everyone voted for. So I think you voted for this time. But next time, if it doesn't work, just vote for another time so I don't hit you in the middle of bedtime. So
because I don't have little ones, so I'm flexible on time. So
yeah.
I know what that's like.
Yeah, it's tough. My
dogs are pretty flexible with me.
There you go. Winning. You're winning that one. Yeah, no, totally. I that's why I send out like the votes, because then if I just go with whatever's voted the most, and that way I'm not like picking. I'm like, okay, you tell me what works. So okay, cool. So
I know you're always available. So
yeah, and I'm always. That's another thing. So I promise responses in 24 hours. So if you send me a message, I promise I'll respond within 24 hours, unless I'm like on vacation or something. But always keep that in mind if you need me. But sorry. You can always use the online
office. It's getting to be your bedtime.
I know. No, I don't ever go to bed this early, to be honest. I go to bed much later. But anyway, so if you guys think of anything you need, let me know. What I'll do is I sent over, Debbie, the link to your Super Saturday.
Okay.
If you guys need anything else, let me know. I'll send over another like Emerald analysis thing so you guys can look at the money again and let me know if you have any questions, and we can talk about how best to do the signups if you want to go with that option. But if you're, you know, and make sure you try to use your promo codes, because why not, you guys? Like, this is the first time I've ever done that. So you have 6 days. Like, please don't give up on this yet. You have 6 days to use them. I've also used 0 promo codes, just in transparency. So, you know, I talked about it tonight for the first time on my Instagram live, but I haven't like publicly posted about it. I haven't even really said anything to anyone about it. We just got them at Summit or after Summit, and I had so many people signing up the first day that I couldn't give them out. And then a lot of people signed up with completion packs because they already had BOD, and they're only valid for 160 or more, and the completion packs are 130. So I've kind of been in a weird spot, but now I'm going to start giving them out because I'm like ready to move forward with that. Like, it was a weird thing when they can't, like, I had people that just purchased and then they gave them to us. I'm like, this is not helpful. So now I can start giving mine out. So I'm going to keep my accountability in our chat too. Like, I'll let you know when I give mine out. So my goal is I have 9 actually, because I have 2 business centers and I have my husband's business center, but my goal is to give out at least 3 before next Wednesday. So y'all up for the challenge? 3?
I'm trying.
Okay, cool.
Now I just
All right.
paint on your phone.
Okay. All right. If you think of anything else, let me know. I will give you all the recording. This will be unlisted because I just don't want to like be sharing a bunch of the financial information anywhere. So it means that only people that have the link can view it. Cool?
Okay.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
Happy Thursday. Talk to you later.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.